boy, Brandon Pops Griffin. I got 2 out of my 4 guys with me. To my left, Menace Red. To my right, Ricky Bobby.
What's up?
And we are here to talk about WWE. This is what we do, all right? Monday Night Raw. We're on our road to WrestleMania.
Yep.
This was awesome, okay? If you're not watching, what are you watching? Seriously.
All right, before we get in, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can be updated every time you post.
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, this Raw was amazing. One of the best Raws I've seen in a very, very long time.
Right.
Yes.
Just about the full 3 hours was action-packed. We're, of course, not going to go in order, but we're going to hit everything. And let's just get this stuff out of the way. We had Piper Niven versus Nikki Cross. Pretty sure Piper Niven won, like she did the week before.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel? You got anything to say about that?
It was a filler match, just nice take space match. Not too much to say on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, filler. You know, Piper won. Good match, good win.
And we had Baron Corbin versus one of the Maximum Male models, right?
No, Chad
It was
Gable.
versus Chad Gable, but the Maximum Male models were
Supporting
there.
him and trying to recruit him, I guess, or he's trying to get recruited by them.
Yeah, because he
I'm not sure.
broke Corbin again,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that happened.
I don't get it. I think it's a waste of time. I don't see where it's going or where it could go, but that's just how I felt on that segment.
Yeah. So to get into the good stuff,
Yes.
the
Good stuff.
the show popped with we had Solo Sikoa open the show versus prizefighter Kevin Owens. Solo had Jimmy in his corner, of course. Still haven't heard from Jay to this point. How'd you guys like that match?
It was a good match, good way to start. I was not expecting for Sammy to come out. Thought that was really cool. Like the attack was spot on, and I think that if they keep attacking the cracks in the bloodline as we keep going, it's definitely gonna help further the story and pan out more.
Right.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. You know, I was happy to see my boy So. Anytime I get to see So in the ring, I'm excited about it. As I mentioned before, you know, he reminds me a lot of late great Umaga, so I get excited with watching him and his skill set. Obviously Jay gonna step in there. That's what he supposed to do. You know, Sammy came down to the rescue. But as I said before, you know what I'm saying, Owens don't really want Sammy's friendship. It just so happens, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how that really go. But yeah, man, they started it off right. They started the show off right for sure.
So there was a few different segments that bled into the Bloodline storyline that happened on this week's Raw. We're gonna just tie it all up together for you guys.
Right.
So, but particularly in this match, KO had Solo beat. Jimmy came in, which resulted in KO winning the match via disqualification. They were beating the mess out of Kevin Owens. They're gonna put him through the announce table. Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere with the hood on through the crowd, starts beating down Solo and Jimmy, and basically gets them out of there. After that happens, we see Sami Zayn backstage talking to Kevin Owens, basically asking for his help in taking down the Bloodline because they both are on the same mission. And Kevin Owens declined.
Yeah, tell him to get out of here.
Yeah.
You don't want nothing to do with him. Get him out of here.
Yeah, did you guys like that segment when he was talking to him?
Yeah, it was cool. I feel like he's just gonna keep declining, but they're gonna keep coming past the same path. Like you said, they have a common enemy. So I feel like at some point they're gonna have to they're gonna not have to necessarily rock together, but there's gonna be a point where they're fighting the bloodline off together, whether that's what Kevin Owens wants or not. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately they're family, right? So it's at the point right now where Kevin ain't feeling them, but like you just said, common enemy. You know, you're not gonna beat them separately. You're gonna have to join together, and hopefully you can get the victory that way. So yeah, I definitely see them coming together, but I do like Owens playing hard to get, and it's just like, man, forget you, bro. You crossed over, ain't no coming back.
Yeah, KO's not feeling Sammy. But fast forward to the main event, Jimmy Uso, who's looking in better shape in the ring, might I add, versus Sami Zayn. how'd you guys feel? This was crazy.
No, this definitely was the showstopper. But before I get into that, to pick up what you said, how he's looking better in the ring. There was a while where Jay was looking like the dominant one. So with Jay kind of being gone, Jimmy's definitely got more ring shine, and you can see that he's worked on some of the stuff. But to get into the match itself, it was a good match. It was going good. Then when Jay came on the end, I was really hoping that he was gonna stick with Sammy. I didn't want to see him go back with Jimmy. But when he hit the super kick, it was right on. It was spot on. It was perfect. It was perfect timing. But in our past videos, we were saying how like you see how the bloodline's coming to an end. But now with this, I feel like it's kind of a road bump to that. So I don't really see how it's gonna end right now with it looking so like back together.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the match was really good, you know, so I appreciated that part. And then obviously Jay showing up. And I was the one who was saying he's got to say something. Well, he didn't just say something. He did something, all right? So he put all of that to bed. There ain't no, he's turning on his brothers and all this stuff. I don't know where him and Roman stand. But one thing I know, which is what I always thought, he's going to stand by his brothers. And that's what he did that night. And it was pretty cool. And he laid a vicious super kick, man. That's up there, brother. That was a great one, you know. So shout out to Sean, because that is a great one. You know, I was like, ooh, I heard the nice smack. It hit him right on the cheek. It did perfect. Yeah. And so we'll see where it goes from here. But I am excited to see the Uso brothers are back together. They gonna do their thing. And I think before I was thinking going into WrestleMania, oh, they may drop and they may not. Now to see them back tight, looking focused, hey, they may be walking around as champs a little more longer.
Yeah, and let's not forget that going into this Jimmy and Sammy match, before Jay popped up, Roman told Jimmy that if he doesn't completely annihilate Sami Zayn, that it's all on Jimmy. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't see the match, it was a great match, great back and forth. You should definitely watch it. Great back and forth. It looks like Jimmy might have the match won. Jay comes out of the stands on the announce table, distracts his brother for Sami Zayn to get the pin on Jimmy. And then from there, they were at like a stalemate. Sammy's outside of the ring, Jimmy's in the ring, Jay is at the announce table. Jay walks into the ring. He doesn't confront his brother, doesn't really greet him either. They're just standing there in the middle of the ring together. It's like a real dramatic look on Jay's face. And he walks right past his brother and hugs Sammy on the outside of the ring. Crowd goes crazy. And then while they're standing there holding We the Ones up, Jay and Sammy, Jay Uso super kicks Sami Zayn in some low top bread ones right under the chin. Got him. Crowd goes crazy. He embraces his brother. Like you guys said, the bloodline is not breaking up, so it seems right now, at least the Usos are together.
The Usos are together.
The Usos are together. And if you're wondering where was Solo while all this was happening, Solo got kicked out by the ref in the beginning part of the match.
Yeah.
And then from there, they start whooping Sammy bad, beating him. And we have an appearance by the American Nightmare. Finally, he comes in contact with other bloodline members. And how'd you guys like when Sammy ran out in the suit and everything? Or Cody. Cody.
Yeah, very unexpected. If anyone to come out,
Kevin Owens.
I was thinking Kevin Owens to come out, but for Cody to come out was crazy. It's nice to have interaction with other bloodline members. When I first heard his cut, I didn't know if he was gonna come fight him off, but I think with him, I think I said this last week too. We really, other than that match with Chad Gable, we really haven't seen him fight. So it's it seems like he's kind of waiting to show what he can do when he brings to the table. So, and he did it again this week. So I think that it was good for him to come out, and it kind of moved the story together more.
Well, yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, he can't necessarily show his hand like that. I mean, the bloodline, although we only see these particular members, the power is strong, you know what I'm saying, throughout the company. And so because of that, the head of the table is the shot caller. So he does have to be careful, you know what I'm saying, and also they got to build it up, right, for the fan base to kind of really buy into this. But I will say this, you know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this, spoiler alert, okay? I see a 6-man tag coming up, easy. I see that coming up easy.
On a Raw or SmackDown.
On a Raw or SmackDown, absolutely.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Eric about this off camera the same night that Jay had did what he did, and it could be like the SmackDown right before me.
Could be,
that
should be, that would be
right?
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening, you know, obviously. And that way, you know, Cody gets a taste of, you know what I'm saying, the bloodline, because you got to deal with them, you know what I'm saying? You ain't just going to take the belt from Roman without having to deal with the crew. And, but again, back to the crew, I am excited to see this Friday what the encounter is going to be with Jay and Roman. Yeah. That can't be avoided. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to all play out and have its effect on the family.
Yeah, and I mean, him coming back, like when he came back, it didn't really necessarily show that. Like, I think the kick was more for his brother than it was for Roman. Like, it doesn't show that he's like, all right, I decided that I'm gonna go follow Roman's lead. It shows that he's gonna be loyal to his brothers. So that's why it makes more anticipation to see it on Friday to see how it's gonna work, because I don't see Jay coming back after, especially after Roman had pumped him with the chair and is shoving him. I don't see him come back and like act like everything's okay at all. So I think what he did was more for his brother than for Roman.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. For the build up to 6-man that potentially might happen, I think how Cody came out and saved Sammy, that someone, either Sammy or Cody or both of them, are gonna save Kevin Owens from a bloodline attack on one of these SmackDowns or Raws coming up.
Might even be SmackDown.
Might even be SmackDown, right. Yeah. So that is amazing. Great story developing. WrestleMania is shaping up so good. But yeah, that's everything that happened with the bloodline on this episode.
Yes.
So we also had Bianca versus Carmella. We got Asuka versus Carmella week prior. We got Bianca versus Carmella with Chelsea Green in her corner. So how'd you guys feel about that?
It was a decent match. I still don't get the Chelsea Green like being on her side, but I thought it was a decent match. I don't see. I mean, they did bring her back, so but I don't see why she's like having a regular match with Bianca in general after like the match with Asuka prior. I just don't see the point of it. But
Carmella?
But
you need someone who's a formidable opponent to just help build the story.
Right.
It's not like she's gonna be beating up Piper Niven or something and be, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But I like how like they started beating Bianca. Asuka came out, and after she helped Bianca, she didn't attack her. She just like kind of like they were at a standstill, and I thought that was cool. It anticipated you, made you want more than what you got, basically.
Well, I don't know if I agree with so much of that, but I think we were talking about this off camera where they're both baby faces, and so because they're both baby faces, you know, as it builds up, and then once we get into the match, either we gonna see a side of, you know, the EST that we didn't ever see, that she got a mean streak to her, a toughness to her, which I think we may have seen a little bit, but not to that level. Or we may just see that nasty side of Asuka, where, you know, the misc is out, she's coming, she's being physical, she's just, you know, keeping her on the mat and making her feel uncomfortable. So we'll see what happens as that comes. But what I do think is going to happen, because they both are baby faces, and it does have to get a little ugly before. Another spoiler alert, by the way. I can see a tag team match coming up, you know what I'm saying, with Asuka and Bianca on the same side versus
Carmella and Chelsea.
There it is right there, right? And then, you know, the slaps, the tag me in and that type of things. And next thing you know, okay, now we can see there's too much respect between the two opponents right now. So you got to get some mud in there so that way, okay, I respect you, but I want to beat that. And versus, you know, oh, well, I respect her too much, so I'm not going to do this or that.
So you don't think that the point of Asuka not attacking Bianca after she came at Chelsea Green and Carmella was to set anticipation? You don't think that?
No, I think it's because at the end of the day, Asuka has respect for her, and Asuka doesn't need her to get injured, jumped, hurt by these two who they don't hold no all they're doing is going to be obstacles that don't really need to be obstacles. You understand? So, in my opinion, I don't think, there's a lot of respect between them. That's not Asuka's style right now. You know what I'm saying? She's not coming out to attack and be dirty like that. She's even though she's showing that alter ego, but at the same time, she's still presenting herself respectful, right? She's going at the ones that are bad. She's not going after the good ones. Bianca's a good one. So even though they got to fight each other, for her to come out and sneak attack her or something like that, that would be a huge turn. Something's got to happen though to ugly it up for sure.
That's kind of how it is when two baby faces feud, especially in a match of this magnitude at WrestleMania. It has to be delicate like this. Yeah, the tag team thing and things like that have to happen. Like when John Cena and Batista fought. It has to be that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Asuka coming out to aid Bianca is interesting. I don't think it builds that much more anticipation because everyone knows it's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said though. I think that Bianca is the one that has to show like another side that she hasn't tapped into on screen to really defeat Asuka and go there because everyone knows Asuka can go there.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's still going to be a great match. Interested in the build. Carmella's a former women's champion, so obviously a formidable opponent technically on paper. And Chelsea Green, I don't think I've ever seen her in ring work, but her and Carmella will make a good, like, beautiful people kind of team.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We also had we had more layers to the Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Miz thing. It's confirmed that the Miz is hosting WrestleMania. I was hearing it here and there, but I wasn't like exactly too sure. But he came out and said it on Raw. He's the host officially of both nights of WrestleMania.
Nice.
So the Miz was in the ring being pressed by Seth Rollins. It wasn't a Miz TV segment, but it may as well have been.
Right.
And Logan Paul comes out, and how'd you guys feel about it?
It was good. I like the Seth and Miz segments that we've been getting recently. I thought it was cool how he you saw I feel like you can I don't know how to word it. Like you see the hunger, how much Seth wanted to get in the ring in Logan Paul. Like he really needed to get his one back. So I like that. I like when they had that little, I guess you could say, brawl. I guess that was cool. It was a good segment, and I like to see how it's going to build up more next week.
Yeah, now let me say something, man. Seth is turning into one of the best heels ever. Like he is getting there because the ability to be a bad guy, to be obnoxious, but at the same time to go in the ring and deliver on everything that you're going in the ring to do, whether it's an interview, whether it's a match, whatever it is, you are just hitting the nail on the head every single time. It's awesome to see. You know what I'm saying? I think Austin was like the ultimate heel where the fans just repeated everything he said, everything he did, they interacted. And Seth is really tapping into that stratosphere right now because Logan Paul couldn't get a word out like the first 60 seconds because the fans were just in chorus, baby, let's go. So it was pretty cool. And then when they did finally start talking and all the action jumped off, it was great. I will say this though, Logan Paul, teach your brother how to swing that swing, okay? Teach your brother how to swing that overhand right like you did, brother, because man, you took my boy out, okay? He was out. But at WrestleMania, I got Seth winning that match, but I'm loving the build-up. I'm loving everything that they're doing right now.
Yeah, I think that would be a great match at WrestleMania. Probably some big spot in an attempt to go viral because that's what Logan Paul does.
Yes.
Every match he's had, he's tried to have some huge spot. Even in the Royal Rumble, him and Ricochet jumping from both sides was crazy.
Yeah.
But if you missed the segment, basically The Miz is telling Seth, like, if you want to fight him at WrestleMania, I can get it set up. I can talk to whoever I want to talk to. So Seth's like, you can talk to whoever you want to talk to in the back. Okay, go back there. Throws him out of the ring. Yeah. And then there's just Logan Paul and Seth in the ring. Then The Miz comes in to distract Seth. Seth hits him with a super kick real quick. Then Logan Paul attempts a curb stomp on Seth. Doesn't get that. Gets an overhand right. Knocks out Seth in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And then he gets out of there. A good segment, like you guys were saying, and it'll be a great match at Mania, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also had a guy who I feel like is not getting, what's the word? Like, not even respect, just, I guess respect in the sense that on his WrestleMania match, because he's going up against a big opponent, it's a big opportunity for this guy, probably the biggest opportunity he's had in his career. We had Omos versus Dolph Ziggler. How'd you guys feel about that match? Squash match, basically.
Yeah, that was a really quick one.
Borderline filler, man.
Yeah, I honestly should include that in the opening. But it was. I think it was more so to kind of show that Omos can do that, and he's more like I guess you could say that he's like that. I guess that's what it was to show. It wasn't really like I don't think it was intended to be a real match. So that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and Dolph is my guy, so I don't want to, I get it. We talked about this before, the importance of having guys that's going to help other guys get over, right? So Dolph is established, he's a champion, got a lot of love and respect for Dolph. So, but the big fella Omos, we'll see where this goes with him and Brock and how entertaining it will be or not. We'll see. I tell you what, I mean, this match between him and Brock, what are we talking, 2 minutes, 2.5? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm looking forward to the face-off between him and Brock. I think we got to have that before, we get to WrestleMania. That can't wait. They got to have a face-off because the fans have to see, can Brock put him, can he put him in Suplex City? Or can Omos really tame the beast? We need to see at least a little glimpse of that in order for us to even believe it's going to be worth being on the ticket.
I'm shocked that you say you think it's only going 2 minutes, considering you thought Bobby and Brock were going to go 14.
Absolutely,
right?
but don't
let's not forget about that.
Yeah, but again, that wasn't. I have to give Bobby some respect, right? And I love Brock, so that was me giving guys the benefit of the doubt, saying, all right, it'll go at least 14. That was very disappointing, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to bash my boy Brock. That's my guy. I just think that, we need to see a face-off between these guys. We need to see some type of interaction. If we don't, then just waiting for it to happen at WrestleMania. Omos is not Big Show. He's not Andre the Giant. I don't see that out of him. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, it's just one thing if you're talking about those guys, you can let that linger all the way until WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, remember when they wanted Floyd to go against Show? We had to see something that raw right before. Why? Because if not, it may not. You know what I'm saying? It may not be something that draws the people in like that. Yeah, they're going to buy tickets. Yeah, they're going to be on the subscription. But what are they doing in between that match? Is that a filler match where they walk away, go use the bathroom, refill refreshments? They want you stuck at the TV. So we better see something about that.
That's the thing. It's not like with Brock Lesnar, he's a big ticket seller. People know him outside of the sport, inside the sport. They love him inside of the sport. I don't think it's really fair that just because Brock Lesnar doesn't want to work a real match at Mania, that Omos is getting the short end of the stick when he's somebody. There's really no giants in wrestling right now. We've seen Braun Strowman lose for like almost 10 years, like since 2015, 16. Yeah. And so Omos is like the last giant in WWE. He's not the best in-ring worker, right. But he could be if the time I feel like was put into him, if the storylines were correct. You're not just gonna get a guy over by having him get suplexed for 30 seconds and then maybe it's a clothesline or a chokeslam or a big boot or something like that. But
but I mean, they got some of the best guys over there, right? To train with guys and to work with guys and to build guys up. We talked about this with Strowman, right? When he was going through his lumps way before we started doing this stuff. You can't have a giant, bro, and he's getting his head busted all the time, and he doesn't look he may look intimidating, but when he gets in the ring, he's like a marshmallow, bro. It just doesn't fit good for the whole giant, and he's just naturally a giant. So either you start working with him, or you're gonna have to consider something, because like you said, to get in the ring and get suplexed, 30 times over or whatever the case is, and then a clothesline, you're absolutely right. Yeah, nobody wants to see that, you know. If you're in the arena, you might throw a tomato, you know. Those guys are giants. You don't want to get attacked, but you know, it's because you're wasting my money, you're wasting my time, a poor show. So, you know, Brock's better than that, by the way. Okay, let's be real. Like you said, he's known in this ring, in other rings, like he is well known. He comes from the wrestling background of mat wrestling. He knows how to carry a match. I get it. Time has gone on. He's gotten older. He's spoiled. I understand all that. He's a big ticket draw. But he understands business as well, I would assume. The match can't go 2 minutes, Brock. That's all we're saying, bro.
It definitely is. It's not going to be a good match.
Before we transition, more on the topic of Omos, what do you guys think about that backstage photo? Omos and
Mello Hayes,
right.
Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, MVP, and Omos. Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford, I think, will be great additions to what the Hurt Business was. Even Angelo Dawkins, because him and Montez Ford are partners. Again, with Omos, he's probably just gonna get beat up by everybody.
Yeah,
honestly. It's just with Giants, and this is the thing that happened with Braun Strowman, especially in a company like WWE where their baby faces, their big baby faces, have to come off as superheroes, superhumans, and they do so many shows. They're on the road every night. They do a pay-per-view every 3 weeks. The big guys like Strowman, like Omos, like Big Show, they're gonna get beat by 3 or 4 baby faces in huge matches in the course of the year. It just has to go like that, which sucks. But those guys always get the short end of the stick, especially if they can't move. Like Omos really is not that good in the ring. Could be better, but still, when you're in the ring with somebody like Brock, you're gonna have millions and millions of eyes on you. They should put you in the best position possible besides just throwing you in the match. But we also had a 2018 NXT fans dream on this card. We had Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano on Monday Night Raw. Who would have thought, coming from the NXT TakeOver days?
Right.
Dexter Lumis was with Johnny Gargano, and the Judgment Day, of course, was with Finn. How'd you guys feel about that match?
It was cool. It would honestly, I think it would have been like it could have been pay-per-view caliber if it was a few years back. I liked how Edge had the moment when he came in. I think it's definitely good for build-up for the next few weeks as we see as their match. Didn't it get confirmed at Raw? Right?
It's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Edge accepted the challenge.
Right. Ooh. So that should be a really really good one. Yeah, overall it was a good match. I think Edge did his part when he pushed on the top rope. Rhea and everyone in the Judgment Day looked like they were really shocked at it, so it was perfect. Finn didn't pick up the win, did he?
No, he got
right.
Yeah, he got distracted by Edge.
So yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a great match. Johnny did his thing. Love, how I feel about Edge. Love my guy, he did great. The surprise attack, one of the best at it. It was very good. When you surprise attack, the goal is right there to catch the opponent, force the loss, and then be able to attack him. He executed both. He executed both.
It's crazy that he did that while the Judgment Day was just like outside there.
Watching, right?
Yeah, they were just watching.
We hear his music. Where is he?
Yeah,
Where is he?
The best faction in the business. They're on every segment, on every show, and they don't stop one guy from beating their leader, getting their leader beat. Edge just kind of left after, and they were right outside the ring.
Yeah.
But I think that's crazy. I think that's definitely gonna infuse some commotion for sure.
Yeah, and don't forget Johnny took out, Dom.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like if roles were reversed, I think Finn would have attempted to do what he could do to help, but they pretty much just watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to pretend that, hear the music and you're just waiting for him to come out the entryway. I mean, after a few seconds, he doesn't come out. Common sense says turn around and what.
And the whole arena's like screaming.
Yeah. So that definitely could have been played a little bit better, But nonetheless, it was good to see Edge. I think Finn and Edge at WrestleMania
should be a good one.
Should be again. It could be one of those matches that, show-stopping type of match. One of those matches that really have you like, wow, it was much better than we thought, and these guys are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what's the word? Like, it's undeniable, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, because Finn Balor is amazing.
Yeah.
Edge has been amazing for 20, 25 years.
Yes.
So, yeah, that'll be a great match. Hopefully, no stupid Judgment Day stuff happens.
You know it is.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't happen there, it might happen in the Charlotte match, but it can't happen there. But that's too big. That's
honestly,
too
probably in the Charlotte match.
or Dominic versus Ray.
Dominic versus Ray, if that-
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, 2 out of the 4 members are already,
Yeah.
you know, they have commitments now. Finn's in the match, Rita's in the match. So, and even though Finn isn't going for a belt, this is a big match.
Big match.
Oh, for
You know, if
sure.
he can put Edge as a solid notch under his belt, that's huge for him. You know, so and it's great for him. You know.
Oh, side note, Damian Priest would have been a good addition to that that Intercontinental Scramble
Yeah, I
Brawl
was
they
so
had.
thinking about that. Isn't he a former Intercontinental, or was it U.S.?
One of those.
Yeah,
One of
but
those.
he would definitely, because right now everyone's in something except him.
Yeah.
Right, and he
He would have been a good addition to that. But also on this show, we had the new women's tag team champions, Lita and the man Becky Lynch, come out, and they had a segment where they brought out Trish Stratus, who helped them get the W last week, and they just invited Trish out to say thank you.
Yeah.
Some other stuff happened, but how'd you guys feel?
I thought it was a good segment. I liked how when Damage Control and Bayley came out, Bayley was giving Trish and Lita their props, also while addressing her issue with them. And I thought, like, after well, I just kind of skipped a little, but after the 2 members of Damage Control got thrown out the ring and it was Bayley in there, I thought it was a good hit sequence when they were getting her. But before that, when Trish challenged them to 3-on-3 at Mania, that should be a good match. I didn't think it was gonna be a 3-on-3. I thought it was gonna be more of like Trish versus Bayley and then the 2-on-2. So I guess they could get more out of the rivalry, and then the titles could actually be on the line. But it should be a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good interaction. It worked out. You know, we're gonna have a 3-on-3 tag team involving the legends, so I think that's pretty cool with Becky. We'll see where this goes, though. You know, I'm almost, and no, I'm not gonna confirm a spoiler alert on this. I can't confirm anything, but it looks like, you know, it may not be all as it appears. You know, so that would be interesting
What do you think
because.
about that?
Well, you think about it, right? Becky is she's the man, right? She's pretty important, and she doesn't have a faction.
It's true.
Okay, so you know, her and the Charlotte feuding days are over. She doesn't really want to mess with the whole Bianca thing. That doesn't really intrigue her. So there has to be something that can intrigue her, right, to keep her engaged. And what better than to have a legend come back, have her tag up with you, win a title, her best friend comes back, all these great things, and then at WrestleMania, go all the way in, you know? So I'm not saying that that's what will happen. I don't want to confirm that. My other spoilers I stand by for sure, coming up to these lead shows. But this one, I'm just telling you guys, pay attention. It may not all be what it appears to be. That's all I'm saying, because I can see Becky turning things around and running a faction, and now the tag team titles are in that faction. She ends up getting the belt. There's Bayley, and next thing you know, and that's a dominant women faction, by the way.
Yeah,
That is a dominant women faction. You're talking about they check every box with that faction. So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just letting you know that, you know, pay attention to this and let's really see how it plays out. Now, it could play out, right? All could be happy ever after in Fairyland, which is we go to WrestleMania, they retain the titles, everybody's dancing and celebrating in the ring, we rock out the Trish music, it's all good. That could be the case. Don't be surprised if the twist is in, because I could see it. There's no way Lita's gonna come back and have a long run, right, with the titles. We know Trish ain't coming back to really go on no long runs. So, but we know that the women's division, you need these ones to come in and train with them and to show them how to be showmans on the biggest stages, night in and night out.
And Trish and Lita as tag champs, I mean, we've seen them work together before, so that actually does seem like it could be a possibility, for sure.
Yeah. As far as Damage Control and Lita, Trish, and Becky happening at WrestleMania as a 3-on-3, I think it's a great opportunity for the other members of Damage Control, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, to really showcase what they have versus a dream team, pretty much.
Right.
And everyone knows Bayley can wrestle. She's a former women's champion,
Absolutely.
part of the original 4 Horsewomen who
Money in
changed
the
the
Bank
game.
winner. Yeah,
Money in the Bank winner.
A lot of accolades.
A lot of accolades for Bayley, and for her to take this team and trust this team versus 2 for sure Hall of Famers, 1 Becky Lynch is gonna.
Right.
of
I'd
course,
say
be in the
3
Hall of
for
Fame.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
3 for
gotta
sure.
be.
But 2 that are actually literally in the
Yeah,
Hall
that's
of
a
Fame.
fact. Yeah, great point. Great point.
So it'll be a good match. I know a lot of the internet fans and people on Twitter and Reddit and stuff are huge on Io Sky.
Yeah.
They like her a lot. Dakota Kai is a little bit newer, a little bit greener, but it'll be great. I think it'll be a good match overall.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it wasn't final on the show, but we have to close with this. John Cena comes back in Boston to confront Austin Theory. Not only to confront him, to bury him in the middle of the ring.
It was crazy.
How did you guys feel about that? Cena, what?
Yeah, well, without even like putting his hands on him, he was just like the words he was saying, everything he was saying, he was just hitting. He was hitting Austin Theory like.
Yeah, very reminiscent of
Right.
when he came back and talked to Roman, and he told
Yeah.
Roman, "You don't know how to do your job,"
Mm-hmm.
and like pretty much copy and paste. I feel like he was a little bit harder on Austin
Yeah,
Theory
he
there.
was. He was going crazy on Austin, and I like that he like was. I don't want to say he was hesitant to accept the challenge because I mean he's John Cena. What does he have to prove to Austin Theory? But obviously he's not gonna win it, but I think it'll be great for Austin Theory to get that under his belt. Say that he's beat someone like John Cena at WrestleMania. It should be a fairly decent match actually, so I'm excited to see how that goes on.
Yeah, I was excited. I knew as soon as they said he was coming back what the match was going
Right.
to be. I knew it was going to be him and Austin Theory. I like how John got in the ring and reminded us, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you guys just happen to be here. I really live here. Like, this is what I really do. They love me, they hate me. So what? I'm here for this. And it was just like a great moment in wrestling, a great moment for the fans. And let me tell you something right now. It's going to be a great match, okay? And Austin Theory is somewhat, when I first saw him, first thing that came to my mind was a younger version of Cena. That's off the top. So for Cena to acknowledge that and then to come back and reach back. And listen, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Cena's schedule and everything. He may be wanting to stay around for 90 days to 180 days. I don't know. We'll see, But I tell you this much. Austin will have to earn it. You know what I'm saying? The Theory will have to earn it. It won't be something that John will just come in the ring and just show off and do as you can't see me and lay down for him. No, he's going to have to earn it in order for John to, say, okay, you got it. But definitely a great match. It's good to see John in the ring for sure.
As of when WrestleMania happens, it'll be John Cena's first official WrestleMania match in 7 years.
Wow.
Not the match with the Undertaker was over in less than a minute. He's got Tombstone Power Driver. Undertaker really couldn't move at that time.
And the match with Bray.
And Bray Wyatt was not really a match.
Right.
It was a Firefly Funhouse. So this is the first official match that's being billed as a match at WrestleMania in 7 years. Oddly enough, the same amount of time as Cody Rhodes. It's been so.
Wow.
And we also, at the end of this segment, after Cena completely buried him, there's to your point when you said he's a baby John Cena. John Cena made it a point to a fan in the crowd that had a sign that said, "Austin Theory is a fake John Cena."
Yeah.
And he really laid into him. Cena also explained that because he's not in WWE full time anymore, but he's one of the bigger stars, like the guy, like the Hulk Hogan, the Rocks of the world, who really know what the fans like and what they think of him, their perception of him. He basically told Austin Theory, you could beat me, you could lose to me, either way, it's still lose-lose, because you have to come back and you have to either be the guy who lost to John Cena or be the guy who beat John Cena and doesn't have anything else going. We still don't believe in you. So It's true, it is a lose-lose. I think he just made it a lot worse on Theory by saying that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, remember John, the guy who came out with the tights similar to Theory, and then the transition right into Dr. Thumbnacomics, then the transition again, right? And he never made that one transition we always wanted him to make, but that's okay to go completely heel. He didn't do it. It's fine. He's still great in my eyes. But you know, his ability again to get it in that microphone skill, man. You know, a lot of superstars in professional wrestling lose sight of that importance, you know what I'm saying, of really having your skills tight on the mic, you know what I'm saying, being able to pivot. Like you talked about how when he came at Roman, I give you one even better. I remember when him and The Rock, those build up, when they were in the ring, he got the mic, I got the mic, and they are going at each other. And some of it, okay, yeah, I remembered, and some of it I didn't remember. And I remember John even calling Rock out on that. You got to hit in here. I'm here with it. And it was like, ooh.
Yeah, he told The Rock, try not to write the notes for it.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, John is really built for this. So this build up is going to be really nice, and it's really going to make Austin stretch and show us, you know, what he really has in him. Because I tell you what, yeah, he's holding this title now, but I could see him eventually holding the big title.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is there. So,
I mean, it might take a while. That's what we got going on. But
well, yeah, I mean,
he can get there for sure.
Yeah, that could take a while. I mean, normally wrestling time is like dog years, except Roman Reigns is the exception.
Yeah. It may not, though. If Roman loses, guys like Theory, like Montez Ford, like Finn Balor probably be thrown back in, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Those guys will probably be going against Cody.
Not even that. Like a good, I say SummerSlam match. If he wins, I would like to see him versus
Austin Theory?
Cody
versus, of course, that's going to happen, even though it already happened when he first came back. But yeah, I think it's not far-fetched for Theory to be thrust into the title picture once he drops the United States title.
Right.
I don't think it's far-fetched at all. But that's pretty much it for Raw. Yeah, it was a great show. 3 weeks, 4 weeks away from WrestleMania. 3 weeks. A lot of things are still in development. Yeah, it was great. It was a great Raw. Can't wait to see what's up on SmackDown, and you'll hear from us again by then. It's Babyface Heels Gang signing out. Make sure you like, comment, share, sub, notification bell. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Griffin Family Entertainment Network, something like that.